Colby Covington, Jorge Masvidal. Wanted to kind of get your take on that whole situation.
Guys that trained together were best friends at one point now.
That's a tough situation, and it kind of separates teams when that happens. I've been fortunate 20-something years we've had a strong team. That hasn't happened to us yet. I've only had like Josh Koscheck attack me, and more or less I have to take the fault on that one, right? It's kind of my fault because I'm the head coach, and I saw it happening, and I didn't do anything to stop it. I let it escalate. So I don't like seeing that because teams implode when you do that, like the Greg Jackson, John Jones scenario. And, there's a lot of things happening in my gym that still kept behind closed doors. Nobody still knows about it. Like if I told you guys some of the things, you go, what? So what? Who's this? What? And because you'd be like, I didn't hear about it. That's because we try to keep it, together. We do a lot of things that are team unity. When you have a rogue fighter, which in this case was Colby, the best case might have been to bring him on board first. And if you couldn't come to a good resolution, then maybe ask him it's best. Maybe he might go somewhere else, And I don't know what happened in that case because I wasn't there, but it definitely causes good drama. Colby's a great talker. Whether he's a real heel, I don't know. I never met the guy. He might be real. He might not be real. Like, okay, Chael Sonnen, we know he was phony. Okay, his act was all phony. He was the gangster from whatever town he was with,
Westland,
Oregon or something, which is a real affluent, high, rich area, right? So we know he's a great marketer. Chael was great. So you didn't like Chael, but you loved Chael because he was great entertainment, wrestling type entertainment. Colby, he's kind of like, I hate that guy. He's an ass kind of guy. Or you got to be able to see what he's doing to really appreciate him. But one thing you can't not appreciate is his fighting. He could fight. And whether he's delusional or not, and whether he won the last fight, any rounds of this or that, that's besides the point. He can really fight. So he's definitely one of the best in the world, if not the second best. In his opinion, he's number one, but I could very well be he's actually number two.
Yeah, Dana always said that if Kamaru Usman was not alive, he would be the champion.
I would agree 100%. From what I've seen, I would agree. He's fun to watch.
Well, what do you think are the repercussions for the loser of this fight? Like, if Masvidal loses, if Colby loses, the loser of this fight, outside of the humiliation from the trash talking and all that kind of stuff, if that even exists, like, where do they go in their career if they lose this fight? Because both these guys need this in order to get another crack at the champion down the line.
I think if Jorge loses it, I think he can wrap it. He's just going to fight specialty fights because he's such a huge name and fan favorite. Then he can go out and fight, but I think he's older, much older. What is he, 36, 37?
He's in his mid-30s.
Yeah, so he's not. He's the one that can't afford to lose. Colby loses, he's still young enough to rebound 3-4 more wins, and he could be back in the title contention. So one is bad for the other is not as bad.
Well, something that David and I have talked about before in regards to this fight is the fact that Colby used to train at American Top Team, and Jorge obviously still works with some of the coaches that used to work with Colby. So who do you think has that advantage? Or, does that give Jorge any additional advantage having, working with coaches that are maybe familiar with Colby?
I would say this. I think when you do have coaches that are familiar with somebody, I think there is an advantage, but that doesn't mean it's a guaranteed win for you. Perfect example, De La Hoya and Mayweather. Mayweather's father worked with De La Hoya. Therefore, it caused Mayweather to have one of his toughest fights. It was really close. Why? Because he had the father on the other side. So having coaches, if they know you really, really well, yes, it can make a difference. But if that athlete's that much better, you just made it a closer fight, but then I'm still beating you, right? So, it's like David and I are fighting. He's going to whoop me, easy. But I get somebody that's been training both of us and knows him inside and out. Now he's in my corner. Maybe I come closer to beating him, but I'm still not going to beat him.
So you think Colby beats Jorge?
I definitely favor Colby. I'm not saying he will beat him because I don't know. You can never count George out. Never count him out. He's a real fighter. Never count him out. But I say the advantage is on the wrestling because Colby's going to go to his wrestling, bro. Bro.
All good.
Schmo, bro.
Schmo,
bro. Sorry.
Pro.
No, it's all
Hey.
good.
Give me a break.
We're all bros.
But they all
Busting balls.
he's busting balls.
'Cause of the
but not
toilet
just the
combo.
coaching aspect. These guys lived with each other. They were training partners for so many years. Yes, I know Masvidal was fighting at the 155-pound weight division, but it doesn't matter because they're still not fighting at 155 and training at 155.
It kind of sucks that they were that close to each other. And
Yeah.
Look, one of the things we had that didn't really fit that kind of that demographic because John Fitch and BJ Penn, fighting each other at that time that BJ was with us. I'm not sure if I remember if John Fitch was training with us at that time. So when they fought each other, it wasn't as big a deal. It was not as big a deal. So that wasn't so bad. But a situation like that, it can get kind of hairy. Yeah, definitely for sure.